Hi, I'm Dan McTeague with TGPT TV, and this is the week of July the 3rd to July the 9th. We're going to be giving you a little bit of an idea where prices can be expected to go this week across most of Canada. Now, last week, some of you may have heard some rather interesting rumors that gas prices will actually fall and remain in the 1.18 area. If you're in Toronto, that would mean a decrease of as much as 8 cents a litre. Let me tell you, that's simply not going to happen. And the false prophets who've come out with these routine seasonal predictions are predictably wrong, whether that be Gas Buddy or someone scaling themselves as a senior analyst for a particular company. The fact is they're misleading and they're based on conjecture, and unfortunately, they tend to be very misleading. But the fact is that this evening, that's July the 3rd, Wednesday, you're going to see a 1.2 to 1.3 cent a litre increase, and that's pretty much across the board across Canada. And the reasons are simple. We have a situation unfolding, a political crisis developing in Egypt, which of course is causing speculators to drive up the price of oil. With the price of oil comes also an increase in the price of gasoline. Although the two markets are not always in sync, one does necessarily impact the other. And that means, of course, this morning, as of 10:30, the United States provides the U.S. inventory report. It accounts for every drop of energy, of petroleum energy in that country, and they surprisingly pointed out that the inventories in that country had dropped five-fold greater than they had thought. So barrels of oil down 10.5 million, gasoline, which they thought would increase in terms of stockpiles, actually decreased almost 1.8 million barrels. That's significant, and it will continue to add upward pressure on gasoline prices as we go into the second weekend of summer. And of course, tomorrow being July the 4th in the United States, it means more people are taking to the road. It's important for people to understand that there is greater demand for gasoline at this time of year, but it seems that the U.S. economy is also starting to show signs of life. That means speculators believe prices will be going up in the long term. For the summer and for the remainder of this week, look for gas prices in the Maritimes to go up 1.5 cents a litre. They have a regulated system on average by Thursday and Friday. In Quebec, as we pointed out last week, you would see a dip to $1.30 over this past weekend. Unfortunately, good things must come to an end. And in Montreal and in regions around Montreal, you will see prices increase to $1.39.9 today if they haven't already done so. But look for those prices to drop by a penny to a penny and a half over the next several days, so that by next weekend, you could be paying as little as $1.33 in Montreal and the greater Montreal area. For Ottawa, the price, of course, will increase tonight, 1.2 cents a litre. It's hovering around $1.25.2 right now. That will increase to $1.26.4. Same for Toronto, $1.26.2 on average will go up to $1.27.5. And of course, for Winnipeg, the price will remain stubbornly at $1.32 a litre. Saskatchewan, particularly Regina and Saskatoon, they will of course hover in the $1.29 to $1.30 range. Some places $1.28. Look for those prices to increase just a little bit, maybe half a penny over the next day or so. As for Calgary and Edmonton, we've seen prices drop there as we've seen the issue of the flood recede. Of course, now we're seeing prices in the $1.14 range for Edmonton and the $1.17 to $1.19 range for Calgary. British Columbia is a bit of a mixed bag. In Vancouver and Victoria, look for prices to stay firm between $1.39.9 and $1.44.9. That's only because the retail margin is being really the only area where you're seeing any action. Sometimes those retail margins get compressed because of local competition, but the wholesale price on par is going up higher and higher, and that's a result of the fact that Victoria and Vancouver are already caught into the U.S. Los Angeles market on the Pacific, and that means that because there's been a refinery closure there, there is going to be, in effect, continued upward pressure on price. So that really means that over the next week, if you're going to buy gasoline, ladies and gentlemen, followers and friends, do it today. Because over the next several days, we could see prices increase by as much as 4 cents a litre to July 9th, July 10th, and that, of course, comes at a direct cost to your pocketbooks. I'm Dan McTeague with TGPT TV. Looking forward to seeing you over the next few days to give you more updates. In the meantime, fill up and make the most of this great summer.